Well, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me already, my name is Philip. I'm a Third Order Franciscan, local vicar here in Chepstow, a doctoral student in open and relational theology, and my main driving force in life is to try and follow the way that Jesus showed us, and the way of love and forgiveness, the way of grace and compassion for all people and for all of creation. Not an easy thing to do, and I stumble many times along the way, but I wouldn't be too human if I didn't. But that's my whole aim in life. But you're here because you have perhaps seen that I'm looking to do a pilgrimage from here in Chepstow all the way to Rome. And that's some 1,500 mile, just under 2,500 kilometers, give or take, which is a decent walk. So I'm hoping to do that within sort of just over 2 months or so. But it is a pilgrimage. And it's a pilgrimage of hope. And you might ask the question, well, why would you be doing this? Well, that is a good question. One, hope is my currency. Hope is what gets me out of bed in the morning. Hope is what motivates me to take the actions I do each day in order to try and see the development of a better and more just and fair world. Hope is at the bottom of that. I've been inspired largely because Pope Francis has declared this Jubilee year, 2025, to be on the theme of pilgrimage of hope. And given that the notion and understanding of hope is so core to who I am and why I do what I do, I was inspired. So even though I'm not a Catholic myself, I thought I would lean into this theme of pilgrimage of hope and become a pilgrim of hope. Hence the name of this channel. Hope that I have, or the hope that I have, is not a blind hope. It's not a false hope. It's not based on an assumption that everything's going to be all right. For me, that is optimism. Optimism is looking at the evidence that may suggest contrary and believe that everything's still going to be okay. Hope is not like that. Hope is about seeing the evidence, seeing that it might not be terribly an optimistic evidence at all of the future, but it says, I'm not going to allow the current evidence to suggest that of a suggested future that's not very hopeful or not very optimistic, to get in my way of working towards changing it so that actually we might see the future that we hope for, a future of justice, of peace, of fairness, of reconciliation for all people and for all creation. So that's why I'm doing this pilgrimage. At the heart of hope is the sense of connection. You can't build a hopeful or the hoped for future without connection with others. As it says, no man is an island, as it were. And in our Western world particularly, we see an epidemic of loneliness, of people who have lost connection with one another, who are isolated, for whatever reason that might be. And so on my pilgrimage, I will be seeking to build connections with people as I go along. Hence, I won't be relying on my own financial resources and such. I will be relying on the kindness of others, of the people I meet along the way, some of whom I may know, but most of them I haven't yet met. It might be a bit scary, but then stepping out in faith and hope and trust is always a bit scary. It's always about being willing to be vulnerable. And if we're able to be more vulnerable with others, more often than not, they will be willing to be open and vulnerable with us as well. And deep connections can be made. Pilgrimage is an ancient practice, ancient spiritual practice. People have been doing it for millennia, even before written records. We've always sought to go to holy places, to places of significance. And we've often done that on foot, or we've often included as part of that pilgrimage something that causes us to take us out of our comfort zones in order to seek spiritual growth and development, a greater connection with the divine, a greater connection with ourselves, and a greater connection with others and creation around us. And that's what I hope for as I make my pilgrimage down to Rome, is that I will have that greater connection with the divine, with myself, with others. And on this channel, I'll be hopefully recording some of those conversations and connections that I make with people along the way, so that you too can follow and make some of those connections too. So I hope that you do join me on my pilgrimage to Rome, on this channel, on my Facebook page, which is also called Philip Pilgrim of Hope, on my Instagram, which is also called Philip Pilgrim of Hope, and on my website, again, just pilgrimofhope.co.uk. All the links will be in the description. But do follow me, and hopefully my pilgrimage will be something that you can enter into as well, and that we can seek to build the more hopeful future that we all wish to see for all people and for all creation. Thank you for joining me. Let's get on.